Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
Hey out there folks, it's Dave here from Davestation VR, and we're going to talk about some real exciting stuff today. The biggest PSVR sale I think I've ever seen is going on right now in the North America PSN store. It's called the Great Indoor Sale, and it really is a great one. There's 40 to 50 PSVR titles on sale, some of which have never been on sale or never this low, and some of them are just the best experiences you can get for PSVR out there. So tons of stuff to keep on your radar here, and also some total stinkers that you're going to want to avoid even at a sale price. So I figured I'd just go through, kind of give you my best picks here, and then tell you which ones you should really not buy. So let's get started. My first category is going to be called the absolute no-brainers. These are games that are top of their class. Pretty much any PSVR owner should have these in their library, and I think most people just across the board would enjoy them. They're really polished, very well done, and just show the potential of the PSVR to the maximum. So I'm not going to go super in depth on these games here because there are so many to get through, but our first absolute no-brainer is Wipeout Omega Collection. This is 3 games in one, it's got online multiplayer, and it gives you that really intense pit of your stomach feeling that you want out of VR experiences without much motion sickness, so gotta grab that one. Next up is Until Dawn Rush of Blood, which even though it's a PSVR launch title is still one of my favorites. Take roller coasters, mix them with House of the Dead, it's a great combo. Then we've got Firewall Zero Hour, which I think requires not much introduction. It's the most popular online multiplayer game for PSVR. It's a great tactical first-person shooter you can play with your friends. Definitely pick that one up. And then we've got Astrobot Rescue Mission, which as you may have heard is probably the best PSVR game ever released, and it's exclusive to PSVR. If you've ever liked Super Mario or any kind of platforming game, or if you just like being delighted, get Astrobot. Now the PSVR community is great about being a non-toxic kind of online multiplayer community, and if you're into that sort of social multiplayer experience, you gotta get Star Trek Bridge Crew. It is so much fun just interacting with people, and if you're a Star Trek fan at all, you're going to be in nerd heaven, so grab this one as well. Then we've got Farpoint, which another one, if you've got the aim controller, it is the best single-player experience for the aim controller, and it also has online multiplayer stuff. Just super polished, really fun to play through, and yeah, grab Farpoint. Then we've got The Persistence, which is an interesting one here because I think it's one of our very few roguelikes, and it's really creepy. It's like if Resident Evil 7 was in space and it was a roguelike. It's just so well done, endlessly replayable, lots of different modes they've added in DLC. Pick that one up as well. The next one is going to be Borderlands 2 VR, which is rising towards the top with the bullet here because it just added aim support, and it's a relatively newly released game that's on sale already. So if you're at all into looter shooter kind of games, or if you've played Borderlands before, or just want a cool new experience for the aim controller, you gotta pick up Borderlands 2. It's the only game that I've streamed in its entirety, and that should say something. Now we're getting into the home stretch here with the absolute no-brainer category, but I got a few great ones left. Static is one that I don't hear people talking about nearly enough. It's such an inventive puzzle game, and it makes you feel totally immersed in the environment, even though it's a DualShock 4 only game. And there's a lot of people out there who, for whatever reason, weren't able to get Move controllers or the aim controller, or it was just too expensive. This one really brings you into the VR world in a tactile way with your DualShock 4 in a way that almost no other game does, so definitely pick up Static. Then we've got Moss, which before Astrobot came out was our really polished kind of flagship 3D platforming game, and it's still got a lot of things to differentiate it from Astrobot, so if you're picking up both, you won't have a bad time. They're both definitely worthy in their own right. And last but not least is PSVR Worlds. Now, if you don't have this already, you probably should have gotten it a bundle or something like that. It's basically the demo disc for PSVR that you can throw people into for their first time. And London Heist is top of the line experience. Ocean Descent is probably my favorite for putting new people into. And there's some fun other ones like Danger Ball and stuff like that. So it's a good package, and I think it's $5. So if you don't have it yet, you gotta check that one out. It should have been your first PSVR experience, and if it wasn't, it's still a good one. So there you go. That brings us to the next category, which is just recommended. These are games that are not absolute must-haves, but if you've been interested in the past, or if they're a genre that you're, typically into, you should definitely pick these up on the sale. Now, I can't talk about any of these in depth because there's so many of them, so I'm just going to start listing them off. We've got Solus Project, Zone of the Enders Mars, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Batman Arkham VR, Battlezone, Blasters of the Universe, The Invisible Hours, Psychonauts, No Heroes Allowed VR, Eagle Flight, Riggs, Doom VFR, Daracene, Gun Club VR, Drive Club VR, Here They Lie, Rush VR, Super Stardust Ultra VR, Fisherman's Tale, and Arizona Sunshine. That's a lot of games, guys. Man, whew, your cart is going to be chock full if you don't have any of these games already, because, man, oh my god, there's so many good ones and they're so cheap. Anyways, now that we've got all the good stuff out of the way, let's get to the absolute stinkers. These are what I'm going to call just avoid entirely. So let's get into it. The first one on this list, and I want to say this very emphatically, is Wild Turkey Hunter. Even if you are a wild turkey hunter who wants some VR practice, you're going to want to skip this game. It's just probably the worst game we've got on PSVR. So with that one out of the way, we've also got, in the avoid list, Cat Lateral Damage, Salaryman Escape, Light Tracer, Discovery, Bravo Team, Weeping Doll, Justice League, which is another one. Even if you're a huge DC fan, you're gonna want to skip Justice League. It's just trash. It's terrible. Then we've got Loading Human Chapter 1, The Inpatient, Dying Reborn, Ace Banana, and Viri VR. Now, Viri VR isn't even a VR game. It's a 360 low-res video of animals looking you in the face, and you're gonna want to skip that one as well. So you guys should really get out there and check out the sale for yourselves. I haven't covered every single game in the sale, which is crazy because I've talked about at least like 30 or 40 games here. But there's a few that either I didn't have a chance to play or I don't feel strongly enough about to put in either the recommend or the avoid categories. But overall, there is so much good stuff on offer here. I'm honestly kind of amazed. And the sale's running until the 29th of March, so you still got over a week to grab this stuff. Hopefully your paycheck's coming in soon because there's a lot of stuff there. But thank you so much for watching. And before we go, I just want to say real quick, this video was actually sponsored by a subscriber of mine, Texotron, who's been around for a while. And he's actually got a little message for you here at the end, so I'm going to let him roll it. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Hey YouTube, it's Texotron here, and I sponsored today's video in an effort to give back to the content creators who have given so much to the PSVR community. But now, it's your turn. Your mission is to invite a friend over who's never tried VR, bring him over and get him in the headset. It really takes experiencing it firsthand to understand how incredible VR really is, and you could be their opportunity. So, that's it. Just go out there, spread the gospel of PSVR, and enjoy the show.